be an example of this. Is kind of funny. So like when I started CrossFit about a decade ago, a lot of CrossFit gyms would have like some biblical, like, passage or whatever, right? Like, John something or whatever, like on the wall. And I'm always like, why is Jesus mixed with working out? Like, it just didn't make a whole lot of sense. Like,
maybe the owners of the gym were religious,
but it was
and they
like
just wanted to have it in there.
But it was like a lot of them, like it was like this trend, that they would, that like all these CrossFit gyms were like really religious.
Well, maybe whoever invented CrossFit.
But like, am I praying and working out? Like, it's just like racial justice yoga. I mean,
why couldn't you?
I
People pray at this. You can talk to God whenever you pray.
I'm not saying I don't talk to God. I'm saying like, but why is Jesus mixed with my workout? Like, I don't understand that. Like, what was the connection? And this is why I'm not bringing this up. Like, I think racial justice and yoga. Like, how is that connected?
I don't think those are the same whatsoever. I think those are two. You're comparing apples to oranges.
I mean, well, so like you're okay with Jesus yoga, I guess, right?
Yeah, they do say yoga is like a spiritual experience. I don't know. I've never done yoga, but I mean, I don't know. I've never experienced that, and I've never seen a gym that is like a religious gym. But I think if the owners want that hanging in their place of business, then that's definitely their prerogative.
That wasn't my point. I think they can do whatever they want. It's your business. You can do whatever you want to. I don't care what you do. I'm just saying, well, I wonder why it was a trend, like for like that specific kind of workout was like there was like a religious trend to it. And that's why I'm kind of like comparing that to like racial justice yoga. Like, why is yoga tacked on to racial justice? Anyway, we're getting off tangent here. My point was, though, how many people have done racial justice yoga in Mississippi that you have been complaining about for a long time?
I mean, it's the group of people in Oxford were teaching it in some of their preschools.
Well, like,
I don't know how many there were. I mean, that's a question for Shad, but I know that it was happening.
It was happening, but we don't know how many people took racial justice yoga.
And our tax-paying dollars were going to fund it, state dollars, Mississippi tax dollars.
It just sounds like a political platitude to me, like, because I mean, like, nobody's going to be for that. Like, everybody's going to be like, if you tell any rational person, hey, why don't you take racial justice?
Those are your people. Those are your people, Shaun.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, there's probably one crazy person, just like, I mean, that did that or whatever, but it's not like this pervasive problem, is my point.
Well, I think it's a problem because they've taken, critical race theory and social emotional learning. They put all these.
Kim Wade says we need to move on from racial justice yoga. Okay, Kim, should we talk about your campaign? Is that what you want?
Kim, I really need you to pull this out because I'm not so sure that I'm a fan of John Horn.
What you don't like? What's wrong with John Horn?
Well, I told you when he got to the legislature yesterday after coming in after winning so overwhelmingly the night before, the first thing he wanted to do was argue the DEI bill, which I was very much pro that bill passing, banning DEI.
Okay, so you don't think John Horn's qualified because of the DEI bill, but like Chokwe is?
No, I didn't. Did I ever say Chokwe was qualified? What I said was, because you weren't listening, I said we really need one of these independents to come in and a miracle happen.
Okay,
there's Rodney DePriest, there's Zach, your buddy now, and
I like Zach. Zach's
and Kim Wade, obviously our own Kim Wade.
I like Kim Wade sometimes.
I like Kim Wade all the time.
Sometimes.
Hey, you even have him on your socks. You should pull those socks out and wear them.
Look, I think Zach, Kim would be great mayors. I ain't saying that. Right?
Rodney DePriest would be great.
I don't even know who Rodney. He's the white dude. That's all I know. He's the white dude. He's the older white dude. Zach is the younger white dude, and and Kim's the black dude.
He's
that's
the black.
That's not a Democrat.
The black conservative.
That's not a Democrat. That's what I know.
I'm not sure if he's actually black.
Yeah, it's probably not. But but anyway, so like, yeah, I think they I don't know anything about Rodney, so I'm not going to comment, but meeting Zach and knowing Kim, I think they would do a good job. I think Zach and the Kim administration sounds really good to me. Love all these fantasies, right? But let's be real, I don't know if that's going to happen.
But I mean, you can call it a fantasy, but did anybody really think that Chokwe would be blown out of the water the way that he was Tuesday night? I didn't think that. I know you didn't think that.
No, I didn't think that he would get the smackdown like he did. Absolutely not. I didn't think so. I just think that the city is just only always going to. I just think just like Brandon's only going to elect a Republican mayor, Jackson's going to only vote for a Democrat. And this is my mind. That's just what's going to happen. I mean, it's a reality. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying like that's just the reality of the situation. It's hard to get people to. I mean, I think it was hard enough to get them to break away from Chokwe's dumbass. Like I think it was hard enough for that to get away from. So like I think it's really difficult when people are just so used to voting that way. Unfortunately, I mean, I think it's stupid. I think, if somebody like Kim, who he and I disagree on basically everything except for the way the city should be run. And I think, I would actually agree with him more than probably Horn, because I think Kim would take a harder stance on the issues
absolutely.
That like in terms of crime and that thing.
Well, yeah, that was the whole point I was making, is that I'm really hoping and praying that one of these independents can come in after the runoff and in the general election and give whoever,
Mhm.
I'm guessing John Horn, a run for his money.
Yeah, and I think just being as honest as I can, I think it's very difficult to happen. But independent candidates in any election. I mean, when is the last time an independent candidate? I think there's, is Bernie Sanders an independent? I think.
Is
Yeah,
he?
I think he is.
What's
I
her
think
name?
that Angus Young or whatever it was, a senator from in the Northeast. He was. There's just very few
Who's the
independents
one?
nationwide.
The one I don't like, the House rep in Jackson, Shanda. She's an independent.
So just put that out there.
Well, she knows I don't like her.
Okay. Well,
I mean, she voted to mandate COVID vaccines for the state of Mississippi. She fought against my library bill. So yeah, I have a little hostility
angst there
there
for that, right?
I do like some of the things that she's done this session, but
yeah, I think she tried to cap our water bill, so I like her. I think that's great because I was there. Chokwe was going to get the whole city, make us pay for, and Belhaven Fonder make us pay for the entire city based on our property values, which is a lot of crap to me. But
and she and Joey Hood passed some legislation that would stop squatters from being able to stay in these homes that you can't get them out of, which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, but
and she helped with the CCID.
That was great.
Yeah,
see? Look, I mean,
she's done some good things.
Politicians are not always going to do what you want. Sometimes they do what you want.
Yeah,
sometimes they don't
but when you
want
to mandate mRNA, DNA changing killer shot.
Okay, people, we are not getting on the vaccine conversation.
We should. We really should.
No, not gonna happen.
I mean, Shaun won't tell you this, but I think his views have really come a long way since he met me.
I mean, in terms of, I don't think you're crazy anymore for being against it. Yes, it's not. If that's what we're talking
Did y'all
about.
hear that? He doesn't think I'm crazy for being anti-vax.
I think you have points about like, why isn't there specific testing? I agree with that. Like, well, I don't know why we're not doing that. Am I still going to take the vaccine? Probably, but I mean,
you haven't gotten one since we've been together.
Yeah, so. Maybe not. I'm saying, but I've taken them my whole life. And when I was in the Marines, they just basically.
That's what's wrong with you, Shaun.
That's what went wrong.
There it is. Now we know. Now we all know.
So, yeah, there you go. Right. Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, I think you have some good points about it that is interesting to me, that I wouldn't have thought of before, but because I was just like, I'll drink it. I don't care. Like, really, it's going to, it's going to keep, I don't know, scratches away or whatever. I mean, I'll just take it. Like, I mean, I was like, I don't care.
You like the masks too. I mean,
well, I mean, I did COVID. It wasn't like, I didn't get this, big thing from it. Like, it wasn't like, oh my God, okay, they're like, wear masks, all right, whatever. I mean, they're like, but of course, I had a business that didn't really affect. Now, I was
going to say, it didn't really change your life much. You didn't have children, and you didn't mind wearing the mask, and you were working from home anyway, and so it didn't really change much for you.
It wasn't bad, but if I had a restaurant, I'd be pretty pissed. Like, I mean, like, I'd be pretty mad about what happened. Or if I had another kind of business industry like that, if I had a bunch of kids and they were home, I'd be like, this sucks. Like this really sucks.
Too bad you didn't know me then. You could have come over and hung out with all the kids.
No, thanks. The school thing though, what I did find funny, all my friends with kids, like, and they would all be on Facebook complaining about the schools being closed. I'm like, oh, now we're finally agreeing that it's publicly funded daycare. I was like, we're finally now there, that because used to be, people would like not admit that, and now like once COVID, they're like, okay, now we're admitting it.
Well, also though, since COVID, you've seen so many people take their children out and homeschool them. Those numbers have really skyrocketed across the country and in Mississippi since COVID took place.
The kids are kind of getting screwed because, like, when we were younger, I mean, there could be you wouldn't have to do any work on like a snow day or like a weather day or whatever it was.
Well, now they have a computer where everything can just be sent. They can do it all straight from home.
You're like, yep, you're not missing a day, kids. We figured this one out.
Don't care how sick you are. You're going to do this work from this computer.
Do this work right now. So.
All right. Well, we're going to take another quick break. Stay with us. We'll be right back here on WYAB 103.9.